First up, he is the former New Jersey governor, my home state, and New York Times bestselling author of Let Me Finish, Trump, the Kushners, Bannon, New Jersey, and the Power of In-Your-Face Politics. Governor Christie's over here. Governor.
Bill, how are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it because I'm sure you know in the past I may have done one or maybe two jokes.
Yeah. But you're in second place still behind Letterman on the fat jokes, so you'll be fine.
Oh, fat jokes. I hadn't thought of that. Can I tell you the best one?
Sure, yeah.
Christie can't run. He has skeletons in his closet of cows. That's a pretty good one.
Well,
okay.
And I think Letterman's best one was he said on Super Bowl weekend, and when he came back for Super Bowl, he said this weekend he said 2 million pounds of chicken wings were eaten, and that was just at Governor Christie's house.
Yeah, ours is better. Anyway,
well, maybe that's why he's off the air now.
Well,
who knows?
So why a book? I mean, usually people write a book, and the title, Let Me Finish, makes it sound like you have more to go in your career.
Right.
Is usually when people write a book, it means they're setting the table to run again.
Now, see, I couldn't write a book when I was governor. I'm the only governor in America where there's a law that says you can't write a book while you're governor.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so people started asking me about writing a book after Hurricane Sandy, and I couldn't do it. And so I've been thinking about it for 5 years. It's been stewing up there, and I just decided once I got out, I wanted to write it. I really, Bill, did it just for the money. That was it.
Okay. Now there's an honest, yeah, okay. But I mean, I remember in 2012, you were the guy that they were talking about.
Yeah.
Ann Coulter, who's the kingmaker now. I remember she said, if it's not Christie, I'm out. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's what discouraged me, actually.
Oh, okay. But I wonder if you have regrets, because I remember we did a piece here on the show saying, you know what, America always likes the new. They claim they want the tried and true, but look at the people who run, like Bob Dole and Walter Mondale and Mitt Romney. I could go on. John McCain, John Kerry, people who wait their turn. They like the new one. When Obama ran, they said it's too soon, and he said, no, that's what's good. They don't have anything on me yet.
Yep.
Do you think you missed your moment?
No, well, listen, obviously I did. I'm not president, so I missed my moment. But I wouldn't do it differently. I was operating under what now is obviously an antiquated theory, which was I wasn't ready to be president because I'd only been governor for 15 months. Obviously now that seems like a completely ridiculous notion.
Right.
But back then, I really felt it, Bill, and I just felt like it wasn't the right time. I didn't feel it, so I felt like I couldn't go out there and be genuine and ask people for their vote if I didn't feel it. So you can't second-guess that, because that's what's in your heart. And, you know, I understand the politics of it, and what you said I think is exactly right, and that was a moment, but I think it would be worse to run and win if you aren't ready than to lose.
But I think you're going to run in 2024, and I think you're looking for Donald Trump to fall, as he inevitably must. You must know this man does not have the moral core to be president. You must know that if Vladimir Putin came, remember when he said, well, he called me brilliant when they asked him about Putin the first time.
Well, he likes that.
You think?
Yeah.
Do you think if Vladimir Putin came to him and said, as it may have happened, I think you're brilliant, can I help you with this election? Donald Trump would say, no, that's wrong.
Yeah, I kind of doubt that conversation actually happened, but
it didn't have to be a conversation.
What I would say to you though is that we've had a number of presidents over the course of our history who had had a questionable moral core.
Like him?
Well, listen, we're going to see over the next couple of years how it goes from here. But, you know, listen, I'm not going to defend everything that he does or says. I haven't. You see that in the book, and you see it when I'm on television talking about it. I've known the guy for a long time. I know his strengths and weaknesses, and he's got some serious weaknesses along with some strengths.
Okay, but like Roger Stone now.
Yeah.
Okay, General Flynn.
Right.
Both have sat here on this. Michael Cohen.
You didn't tell me that.
That's right.
Goodbye.
Yeah. No, you're not.
You don't want to get duck walked out of here, you know.
You're not in trouble because you were lucky. They fired you.
Yeah, that's right. got while the getting was good.
You never know what's good or bad as it happens.
Listen, as it turns out, maybe it was a good move.
Very good move.
Good for me, bad for the country, I suspect.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't think you or anybody could ever convince Donald Trump to do anything he doesn't want to do. That's been proven. Nobody around him, not even his daughter, and we know that's the weak point.
Well, yeah, but what I would say to you is, though, garbage in, garbage out. And the more people that you have bad around him and who give him bad suggestions, you wind up with a bad result. And, what I was trying to do when I was around him was trying to put good stuff in front of him and trying to move him in another direction. I know how hard it is to move him. I've known him for a long time. But part of why I did what I did was to try to give him some better choices.
I get that.
And, there were other people around him that didn't want that.
Okay, so I was saying Stone, Flynn, Manafort, Cohen, these are people very close to him. They're all going to jail, probably.
Correct.
Okay. Is it really possible you could have this many people around you who were doing shady stuff and the top guy not know about it?
Well, I think it's possible, but it doesn't matter because he's accountable for it. Like, if you put people in that position, but you're accountable.
But they could say the same thing about your bridge scandal.
They could, and I said I'm accountable for that. I'm not responsible for it. There's a difference.
You knew nothing about it.
I knew absolutely nothing about it.
That's a lot of people who are plotting.
No, by the way, it was three.
You.
Excuse me. Let's be clear on this one, okay? It was 3 people. It was 3 people, and 3 investigations came to the same result. That it was 3 people.
Okay.
And so I don't want to get.
No, I don't want to get into that either.
I understand, but the point is, though, I don't want to shorthand it and have people walk away with the wrong impression. But I'm still accountable for it.
Okay.
Because 2 of those 3 people I put in place. So, you have to take accountability for it.
We see this play out every day. Donald Trump, not every day, but a lot of days, he tweets horrible things about Mueller.
Yeah.
You know Mueller. I mean, you're a prosecutor.
Yeah, and I've said...
You're a normal Republican.
Yeah. I don't know what that means coming from you, but I'll take it.
It means I hope you are Republican.
No. You don't say you hope. You already committed that I was.
Right. You are. I'm just saying.
Committed.
What I call Republican classic. Not the new Coke, Republican classic.
like that.
Not the Trump. Okay.
I like that.
So, Robert Mueller, I've heard you say you think he's a decent, honest, hardworking.
I think he's got honesty, integrity. He's a good man running a good investigation.
So, Trump, all right. That's not what Trump says about it.
I know, he's wrong.
So, who's dirty, Trump or Mueller?
No,
one of them has to be lying.
Bob Mueller's not dirty. I mean,
Thank you.
So my point, and I've said this directly to the president. So I'm not saying anything to you. I haven't said to him. It's wrong for him to be calling this a witch hunt. It's dumb for him to do it. And one of the things I said to him way back in February of 17 was there's no way to make this shorter, but there's lots of ways to make it longer. And poking the bear and calling it a witch hunt and calling them bad people just makes it longer. And it's a wrong thing to do.
I mean, the FBI, you still believe in them, right?
Yeah, most of them.
Okay, well...
Yeah, most of them. Listen, I work with the FBI.
No organization is perfect.
No, that's my point.
As an institution.
Right, and listen, I love the guy who runs the FBI now. He's a good guy, smart guy, lots of integrity.
Okay, but there are Republicans calling for the FBI to be disbanded.
Yeah, well, they're
because
stupid.
Of what... Okay, but...
You can't, every party's got stupid people.
But that comes from the president. Well, because the cops are onto him, so he's going after the cops.
But let me tell you something. Just because somebody's doing something stupid, my mother taught me this. Just because someone's doing something stupid doesn't mean you have to do something stupid. And so the president says that.
No, but you don't have to stand with the stupid people.
But wait a second. But you can stand with people on certain things and be against them on others. So when he says things about Mueller, I'm on TV almost every Sunday,
that's so
and I'm saying it's wrong. And
when you attack the FBI and our CIA and our intelligence agencies, as he does over and over, what do other countries think? It looks like we're divided, that we're fighting amongst ourselves, that we're weak. You have to be a patriot and say, that's wrong, I can't be with that.
Of course, but that's what I said. But it also doesn't mean that the other side's all that enticing either. So everybody makes choices, Bill.
But they're not. Only Republicans get this patriotic immunity.
Yeah. Explain that to me.
Well, like, if Obama did the things that Trump has done, if he said Comey was a nut job, I got rid of him. If he stood in the office with the Russians, if he stood in Helsinki and said, well, the intelligence agency says this, but Putin's a strong guy. He said it very strongly to me, and I believe him.
Right.
I don't know why I wouldn't. Yeah. And then lies about the word would and wouldn't. Right. You don't think they'd have impeached him? You don't think they get a pass?
Listen, I think if he had done stuff like that, they would have impeached him, and the Democrats may wind up trying to impeach Trump.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, there is a different standard for this guy. There's no question about that. And it's been a different standard since the campaign. When I ran against him, I mean, listen, the day that he said that John McCain wasn't a hero,
right?
Okay, after a guy spent 6 years in the Hanoi
right.
and was tortured and refused to take an early out because he was the son of an admiral. Like, I don't know how many boxes you have to check to be a hero, but it seems to me you checked all of them.
Especially when Donald Trump is a draft-dodging playboy.
But let me tell you why I knew it was a different standard. I mean, I actually talked to Jeb Bush that day. The day it happened, Jeb called me and said, well, Trump's going to be out of the race now. So let's be civil to each other as we go forward here. You and I are going to be fighting this thing out, and let's be civil. Let's not get this thing down in the dirt. We both thought he was gone. You can't survive that, right? And then he did.
Yes.
All right, so, and we could go through a whole bunch of things that happened after that. The American people have held him to a different standard than they have held other presidential candidates and now other presidents. That's just the reality of it. We watch it happen, and that's the reality of it. So I know you can bemoan it, but it's not just him. It's the fact that he's been held to a different standard by the media and by others when he was a candidate. He was.
Lesser standard.
That's my point.
Yeah, okay.
And so my point is, like, I wouldn't have gotten away with saying that about John McCain. Jeb Bush wouldn't have gotten away with saying that John McCain.
Okay,
John Kasich, maybe. He's a little crazy, but, you know.
You've answered my questions, and I appreciate that. So
that's what I'm trying to do.
So you get one last easy one.
Okay, oh, really?
Why? I love the Mets, and you love the Mets.
Yeah, I got my Mets cufflinks on tonight,
know
baby. I'm ready.
Why do you love the Mets?
I love the Mets because I was 7 years old in 1969, and they won the World Series, and I thought, this is the way it's going to be forever.
All right.
And 50 years later, they've won one more time. So, you know, it's the only sports team in my house that all four children are required to root for. In basketball, hockey, football, they can root for whoever they want. You must root for the Mets. My wife says to me, why don't you let them root for the Yankees? Let them be happy. And I said, no. Life is full of pain and disappointment. They need to learn now about that. That's it.
All right. Thank you, Governor. Come watch a game with me sometime, will you? I would love that. All right. Governor Chris Christie. You still got it. All right.